These are the plaintiffs, Nina and Luke Denegri. Luke says he and the defendant got into an accident because the guy abruptly threw his car in reverse and backed into him without looking. The defendant was clearly on drugs or drinking because all he had to say for himself was, "Everything's fine." Clearly, everything was not fine. The car he was driving was damaged, and the defendant owes him the $2,069.52 it's going to cost him to fix it. This is the defendant, Gregory. He says the plaintiffs were having a raging party at their house, and cars were zooming in and out of the common driveway they share between their houses. One kid was trying to pull in, so he backed up to get out of his way, and as he was backing up, the plaintiff whipped around the corner and slammed right into him with a loud thud. The plaintiff refuses to own up to the fact that he was the one who caused the accident, and he thinks the judge will set him straight here and now. He's accused of backing up blind.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiff says the defendant threw his car into reverse, hit him, and now he won't pay. And the plaintiff says the defendant was on drugs or drunk. But the defendant says the plaintiff was the reckless driver, and they were all at a raging party. It's the case of rage against the machine.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome.
Okay. Nina and Luke Denegris?
Yes.
Okay, you are suing Gregory. You've asked to be referred to only by your first name. And Gregory's boss, who's asked to be referred to not at all, who owns the car, but you were driving, correct?
Correct.
All right. For $2,069.52, the cost to repair your car, because according to you, the accident was his fault. All right. You were driving her car, correct?
Yes.
You were not in the car. All right. You talk to me. Tell me what happened.
Okay, so we were going to my car in the shared
Who's we?
driveway. Me and my friend Cameron.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 20.
How old are you?
19.
Okay. Can we do something? Your mom, can you have a seat a second? We'll bring you back up in a moment. Let me hear from the people who are actually in the car first. Okay, so go on.
Okay, so as we were walking to the car.
Where were you?
We were at my friend's house.
A third person's house.
Yes.
Was there a party going on?
A small party. It wasn't
How small is a small party?
probably like 25 people.
Okay. And what time of the night or day was it?
Approximately 11 p.m.
PM? All right. So the two of you were walking to your mom's car, which you are using. And
Yes. And Gregory drove by us. We got in my car.
show me over here. Put some cars, pick a car you want to be and show me.
Okay, so this is Gregory's car. He drove by, stopped here, and then I was parked in front of this house here. We walked to this car, and the diagram's not really large enough, but I had stopped approximately here on the driveway.
Go on.
Yeah. Okay, so I had my car in park, and we had been sitting there for a while, not really paying too much attention. My headlights
Why
were
was
on.
the car in park?
Because we had been sitting there for a while.
Behind him?
Yes. He hadn't pulled out. He had stopped at the intersection.
Yeah, but
And we-
why is it in park? I mean, didn't you expect it was imminent that he'd pull out?
Yes, we were behind him. We were
Yeah, I
expecting him
understand.
to pull out.
Why
this
did
way.
you put your car in park?
After waiting about 2 minutes, I put the car in park.
What planet do you think I'm from that I'm going to buy this? No one waits 2 minutes behind a car that's
Well, there
immobile.
were-
You would either go around him or you would be like, why would you wait
The
2
driveway's
minutes?
not wide enough to go around him, and there were several
Well,
cars.
why wouldn't you
in-
beat the horn? Or why wouldn't you come out to
Everyone
find
was
out if he
beating
had a
the
heart
horn.
attack? Why
Everyone
would you
was
wait
beating
2
the
minutes
horn.
and then put the car in park patiently and just kind of sit around there? I mean, come on, that didn't happen.
mean,
Give me something I can swallow.
It absolutely
right?
happened. I had my car in park, and
You put your car in park.
Gregory put his car in reverse, and we just assumed that he was going to try and turn around or something like that. And after he continued to go in reverse, I was surprised, so I beat my horn, and he backed straight into me. And my car was stopped the entire time.
How long had you been at this party?
Maybe like 45 minutes to an hour, maybe even less.
Did you drink?
No,
Smoke?
no.
Are you the only human who does the things you do? Okay, go ahead and go over to that. You want to take a shot at it?
My story is exactly the same as his.
Yeah, you don't want to have to go through it painfully and get cross-examined?
No, there was no way to get around his car.
That's fine. So
we
you
went
put it in
to
park instead of beeping the horn and walking around and finding out if he's dead?
Figured he'd move at some point, but just put the car in park. until
Were
he
there
moved.
cars? I mean, I imagine that in the, how many minutes were you sitting there? I don't even,
I don't know. It was a few. It was at least 2 or 3 minutes. Yeah.
okay. And there wasn't one opportunity for him to pull out?
No, there was no way to get by.
All right, what's your story? Come on over to the board, please.
Same car. That's yours.
Oh, that's me, huh?
coming out of this driveway, came down,
How old are you?
25,
Okay.
left. They, I guess, came up. There's cars parked over on the side yard right here where there's rocks. And
What's that other car that's on Stillwell Lane?
Oh, this is another car that was trying to pull in, and then there's like 3 more
Okay.
cars over here. You gotta get more cars. But yeah, that's what happened. Then I just stopped right here. 'cause
Where were you leaving?
My friend's house.
Okay. And what had been going on in your friend's house?
Oh, nothing. I just got back from a wake and I stopped there.
Awake?
Yeah,
Okay. And whose car were you driving?
my boss's.
And why were you driving your boss's car?
Because I was using his car.
But your friends?
Yeah,
Oh,
he's in
okay.
California, so I just took his car.
Okay. Go on.
Basically, I just put my car in reverse because there's this person trying to pull in. I thought they were going to take off the front of the car, and there's people running around both sides of the car. So I just
Humans?
backed up. Yeah,
Running around both sides of the car because there was a big party.
yeah.
Okay, go on.
So basically backed up and then tapped on the window and said I hit their car. So
Wait, you back up and you hit their car. You skipped the part about hitting their car.
They said I hit the car. So
Well,
I
did you back up
Oh yeah, I backed up.
and you hit the car?
I didn't see hitting the car. There was no damage to my car, and I didn't see.
Wait, didn't you feel that you hit a car?
No.
Okay, can I see a picture of the damage to your car, please? So all of a sudden
I just
you
got a
back
tap
up,
on-
you
I got a
feel
tap on the
nothing.
window.
You get a little love tap on the window, but you don't feel the tap to the back. Were you drinking?
No.
Were you smoking?
No.
Okay, go on.
And then tapped on the window, got out of the car, looked at the car, exchanged numbers, and left.
I don't understand. No one calls the police. No one does anything else.
Well, it probably wouldn't have been best for all these kids to be drinking, calling the police to a house with minors with it.
Well, how about you?
I wasn't drinking, and I'm 25.
Right, but I mean, but if you feel that the accident's do you feel the accident's their fault?
I don't feel it's my fault.
What you're just saying, they're exaggerating the damage.
I don't know. I didn't see any damage.
So you're saying you never hit what are you saying?
I'm saying I didn't see any damage when we got out of the car to go look. I'm looking. There's no damage.
So you're saying you never hit their car.
I'm saying I didn't when I got out of the car. I didn't see damage to either
Yeah,
vehicle.
but you're also saying you never hit their car,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go back to the podium. Remind me not to drive in that driveway.
You bet.
How do you not see this? What kind of
10:30
car
or
is
11
this?
at night.
It's a Volkswagen CC.
Come on up, Mom. Let me hear from you.
Luke came home, showed me the damage to the car the next morning. He had gotten the name of.
Did he show you that night or the next morning?
It was the next.
I didn't show her the next morning.
Stop.
I think it was
I'm
the
asking Mom a
the
question.
next morning when I got up. He said, "Mom, we had a problem with the car." He explained to me what happened. He told me the name of Greg's name, and he said, "I don't have a phone number for him."
And what'd you say?
I said, "Let's find out the name of the who hit you and find out what happened, and we'll get the car fixed."
Okay.
He's responsible. So we were able to get the telephone number through a lot of effort, calling different people. And
Why'd you leave without the full name of the person
he
who
took
hit you?
off.
What do you mean he took off?
They did not exchange
We did
numbers.
not exchange numbers. What actually happened was Greg got out of the car and was extremely insistent that there was nothing wrong, especially once he realized that there was no damage to his car, speaking incoherently and not really giving me a chance to
Oh,
speak.
so he was on something.
And possibly.
He was on something,
I'm
but
not
you
making
got-
any assumptions. I'm just saying
Right.
that he was not speaking coherently and was rushing the situation and basically was walking away as I was talking to him and drove away. And yes, I did not yell at him to stop. I did not tell him that we needed to get
Why
the
didn't
police
you call the
involved.
police?
Because
A hit and run. Now it's a hit and run. Oh, I have a theory on why he doesn't call the police.
We did go to the police. They yelled at him for the same thing and not calling the police.
Why? That was the smartest thing he ever did. He's going to call the police when he's drinking underage and driving? No, that would be kind of silly. That's why he didn't call the police.
I absolutely was not
Well, did you
drinking.
guys ever talk after this? Did you ever talk with him?
Many times.
Who did? You
And
did or she did?
We both did. And he admitted that he had committed an accident that was his fault. We exchanged several phone calls between myself and him.
Any
several
texts or
messages.
emails where he admits it?
Yes. But
May I see that?
The phone was
His phone was stolen, so he had text messages. What he did do was
Yeah, but you could get the text messages printed up by
I
your
asked,
carrier.
the phone company said they wouldn't do it for me. I had to have a court order for that.
All right, so go on.
Greg texted Luke and said, bring your car to this Marina Auto Body in Glen Cove. I know the guy that works there. His name is Chris.
Okay, did you in fact give them a suggestion of a body shop to take the car to?
The kid was asking, what do? You go, your car's broken. You go take it to a body shop, right?
And then you gave him the name of it?
Yeah, why not?
Because it makes you look guilty. That's why not. Because if you're
Okay.
standing here telling me there was no damage, I didn't do any damage.
The kid's acting like a
I'm not
7-year-old
responsible.
and I'm in the
I don't know
middle.
what he's saying. I never hit his car. And then you're suggesting to him your body work guy to go to, and their story is that you're admitting it and that you're saying, oh, go to my body guy because he'll treat me right. It starts to look like you're a liar.
And the kid at the body shop happened to be this kid, Chris. I know Chris. And Chris said, yeah, I talked to Greg and he said he's going to fix the car. I got to tell him what the estimate is. And then once Chris tried to reach him back and said he's there, great. And then all communication stopped right after
Because
that.
the estimate was what?
$3,000.
Right. Everything's fine and dandy if the estimate's going to be $24.99. But if it's $3,000, all of a sudden it's not fine and dandy.
Is it possible that if you're in a car and you back up and you hit somebody that you wouldn't feel it if it's kind of minor? Would you always feel it?
I will always feel it. Yeah.
You would always feel it.
Yes, probably.
What do you think?
I think so too. Yeah.
That
Definitely.
there's no way that you would just be sitting there and then it would be so minor that you wouldn't feel it.
No.
You all agree with that?
I agree. You gotta feel it.
Anybody agree with me that she looks like Gwyneth Paltrow? Anybody?
Yes. I don't.
No, you don't get too upset. Going inside the courtroom.
Did you get the car fixed?
We did get the car
May I see what you actually got it fixed for?
a lot less. That's my paid receipt. And the insurance paid $1,065 and I had a $1,000 deductible.
So what is it you're out? The $1,000 deductible?
No, well, the $2,065, I already called the insurance company saying we were coming here, I'd reimburse them.
Okay.
And to wipe the slate clean because it affects our insurance
Your rates.
to have accidents on there. We also got a private investigator. We found out that Greg has no driver's license in any state.
Do you have a driver's license?
Yeah, I do.
Where?
In my pocket.
From what state?
New York.
Can I see it?
Yeah. Matter of fact, I got a clean driving record too for the past 3 years.
This is an interim license.
It's a license. They have to mail me the copy in the mail.
When did you get the license?
A couple weeks ago. I used to have a North Carolina license.
Here. You used to have a what?
North Carolina license. I had to
Can I
trade
see
it in.
that one?
I had to give it to the DMV. They take it when they give you a New York license.
So then let me see the New York license that
This
they
is
gave
it
you.
right there.
Okay. Yeah, Gregory. Okay. I find that the accident is your fault. I find it really funny that you could hit a car, cause that damage, and say, there was no damage. Nothing to see here, folks. Let's all just go and take off, which probably happened because A, you didn't want to wait for the police either, and B, you're driving someone else's car, and if there's no damage to yours, you certainly don't want to stick around. I also find it hysterical that you're entertaining phone calls with them that many times when you never even hit them and telling them where to go to get the car repaired. And I find in their favor in the amount of the claim of $2,069.52. Listen, you're looking at somebody who has 3 girls coming up the pike and someone who personally thinks the drinking age should not be 21. All right? But while it is, bad things happen. So you need to have a little chat with your son here who thinks he knows it all. Okay,
I wasn't drinking.
I'm not. Tell me what
designated
kind of
driver.
boy hearing that from a judge talking to his mother would interrupt and just have that kind of confidence to interrupt me in the middle of a sentence when it's obvious he just won, but he still has to give his 2 cents. That's the kid you got to talk to. Okay, $2,069.52 verdict for the plaintiff.
Thank you.
All right, both sides hold on.
All right, so step on in here, and the defendant losing this case makes you think what?
Glad to just get this over with.
Why'd you deal with them on repairs like that if you were not guilty?
Get the thorn out of my side and just stop hearing the kid talk.
The kid was bothering you? The kid was annoying you? Well, if you didn't do it, though, I mean, if you didn't do any damage, why wouldn't you say, hey, I didn't do any damage. It's not my problem.
Just basically paying $2,000 to make the problem go away.
Okay. Okay. All right, so step on in here. Mom, you satisfied how this comes out?
Yes, thank you.
Really?
Yes,
How about the part about the whole chip off the old block here?
he's definitely chip off the old block.
What do you want to say to him at this point here while we're all listening?
No drinking and driving.
What have you learned here? Lesson?
I mean,
You better
I was
say
a
yes.
designated driver, but I did learn a lesson.
Okay, what was it?
Not to drink and drive, but
No, your lesson is
No,
to call the police.
Call the police when there's an accident.
They always have a designated driver, and I trust that they do.
You have some work to do.
Yeah, no, they do. They do.
Harvey?
Leave 'em.
You know, there is a legal presumption that the person bringing up the rear in a rear-end collision is at fault. That can be rebutted, and in this case, the presumption was indeed rebutted. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.